Hi, I'm 𝐃𝐮𝐯𝐢𝐝, and I love talking to you. I love connecting with you. I know it's not as good as the live cca retreats, but this brings up the memory of that and the connection. And it helps me be accepting of myself, so thank you for that. I'm a public speaker and writer. One of the things I have said for a long time is that my face is a gift, because I have been forced to look inside myself to find my beauty. And it is a gift. It's not one that I, loved receiving, believe me, but it's a gift. And it's a kind of gift that should make you feel jealous, should make you feel envious of me, because everybody has to look inside themselves to find their beauty. And I'm just lucky that I had the kind of face that pushed me to do that. Kids in schools ask me, okay, that's great. David, your face is a gift. Now, how does that work for us? And these are not kids with facial differences. They're all, quote, normal kids. So I'm trying to find an answer to that. I think I was lucky that I was born into a family that was very accepting and loving of me. So that's a good start. But not everybody gets a family like that. Sometimes you have to find your own family. I also survived in my early years, well into my adulthood, with denial, just ignoring what happened. And that's also a great tool too, that sometimes you need to do that. Actually, I wasn't aware of what had happened to me until I was in my 30s, and I was told at a facial anomalies clinic, and that was a starting point for me. So denial helped, and I also found that I surrounded myself with people who loved me. Love can be a strong word, but accepted me, saw me as I am. I had teachers like that. People who had faith in me before I had faith in myself. So I guess what I'm saying is, in terms of acceptance, there's a little waiting room that you kind of have to be in until you really get it. It took me a while, and actually, what really changed things for me was standing in front of an audience of people and telling my truth about who I am, and finding out that people really were open to who I am and what I had to offer. That was the beginning, I think, of finding my tribe, finding my family. You know, sometimes you need a lot of help in doing this kind of thing. And for me, it's always been other people, family, friends, colleagues, and so on. People who shared values. That was important to me. You want to be careful about the people that you choose to be with, because, well, actually, that's your family that you're building. And I sometimes had difficulty doing that. I didn't understand about this, but I think that it's important to choose who you spend time with very carefully. You have that kind of people, that's really good. And some people, it's faith. I have dear friends who see God, or their version of God, as loving them, and that's at the core of their self-acceptance. That's a wonderful thing if you have that. So there's all kinds of ways of coming to it. It can be a slow process. For some people, they have like an epiphany and they feel great about who they are. For me, it's other people. That's what works for me. To be around people who accepted me, who valued me, and then it goes both ways because I accepted and valued them, and that makes a big difference too. So I think what I'm saying is, I started out by saying it takes a family. It does take a family. It takes a tribe. It takes a village. So you find those people, and you will flourish and accept yourself in their company. That is what has worked for me. And now I know I have a superpower. And that superpower is that now I can see the beauty of other people. Let me give a quick example. You know, I'm sure, how people will come up to you and say, well, God loves you and he wants you to suffer in this way, and that's how you will reach God. And part of me can say, oh, God, spare me. But when you hear something like that, or something like, wow, I really feel so sorry for you. Okay, there's an element of judgment and pity in there, but now I see that this is the best that people have to offer. They're coming from their hearts as best they can. And then on the other side of the coin, there are the people who tease and bully, and we know that they do not have that feeling of acceptance inside themselves. This does not justify that behavior, but it helps us to understand it, and it helps us to grow that acceptance inside ourselves. I hope that this has been helpful to you in some way. I think I would just end by saying that I'm happy that Children's Craniofacial Association is my extended family. And I thank CCA and all the people in there, and I thank you for being part of my family. Take care.